Welcome on into the podcast. I'm Brett.
I'm Dorian. This is You Heard with Nerds. What we're going to be talking about this week is Mulan coming to Disney Plus, Sony's newest state of play, the Suicide Squad game, and also Marvel's Avengers. But first things first, let's talk about John Wick. The man will never retire.
No, so I think it was just the other day where they were like, hey, John Wick 4 is picking up come, first quarter 2021, like spring, right. I guess maybe second quarter 2021.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
They're going to start filming, which in my head, I thought they already started.
I thought so too, but...
Who knows? But apparently they're going to be filming 4 and 5 back to back. That was the big news, is that there will be a 5th installment of the John Wick series now.
Yep.
Now, is this a good thing or a bad thing or just like a in-between thing? I don't know.
So obviously time will tell whether or not this is a good thing or a bad thing. Here's what I will say. I like John Wick 3. However, I think that movie was getting to like getting almost to the point where it's like, okay, now this is getting too ridiculous here, It was like kind of like flirting with that territory a little bit.
I mean, these movies in general are flirting with territory of not realistic.
Sure, no, I mean...
Are you talking about The Fall?
The Fall, and then also like a couple other things like the bike scene, or like when he like kills a dude with a horse like 2 times in a row or something like that. But But no, that being said, I think if it continues in this trajectory where it's like there's really no end in sight and they just keep upping the ante, making things more and more ridiculous, this is going to become the next Fast and Furious here.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it could be a great thing if it's done the right way.
If it's done the right way,
we'll kind of see. Maybe they had like a specific number of movies in mind. I don't know.
I personally don't. I think it's more along the lines that Keanu's just hot right now. They want to capitalize on it, and they just want to, ride this train as far as it can go. And they're probably looking at
10 movies.
Well, yeah, they're probably looking at Fast and Furious, saying like, these guys are still maintaining, an audience. And they haven't been fatigued yet, even though like most movie franchises do kind of tap out usually at that point in time here. So I think they're just going to try to ride this train as far as it can go. And then, until nobody has any interest anymore, which it's not a great thing, but, I
think it's interesting they're filming 4 and 5 back to back. I don't really understand that.
Probably because they want to release one a
year type of thing.
Yeah, one a year. Yeah. So like we'll get 4, not next year, but 2022, and then 2023 we'll get 5. That's the only way I would assume that would work here.
Unless it's like a 2-parter.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. So.
But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Speaking of Keanu.
Yeah.
Bill and Ted is coming early.
Yeah. So in a world of nothing but delays, we finally get a win on this one. It's actually coming out sooner rather than later. So it was initially supposed to come out, I think, like beginning of September. Now it's going to be the end of August. So basically like 1 week sooner. So August 28th. So yeah.
Interested why they did that.
Do we know when Mulan's coming out? Is it like supposed to be?
I don't know if they have a release date on it.
Okay. Because
maybe it was September 3rd or something like that.
Yeah, I think it is like early September. So maybe they're just, trying to get out of the way of that. Possibly.
Makes sense. Well, yeah, so mark your calendars. August 28th, you can if theaters are open, I guess you could go to those where you're at.
Yeah.
Or watch it on demand.
Yeah.
For $20.
Yeah.
Real quick before we get into video on demand numbers, something I wanted to mention that we didn't have in the show notes originally, but DC's going to have their
Fandome, Comic-Con, digital event, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, their Comic-Con thing.
Yeah.
Now, I started reading through it.
They got a lot.
They have a lot. The only thing that really interests me is the Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson panel.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be interesting just because, again, this movie's still an unknown quantity. We haven't seen much of it, and it's, again, like I mentioned on this show before, I'm interested to see, like, what are they doing with Batman this time? Are they going to try to do more traditional? They're going to try to change it up? What's going on?
I hope they give us some footage and or a trailer, maybe, because this movie supposedly was coming out, October.
Right. Yeah.
Who knows when that is now? I don't know if we have a new release date for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah. I guess we'll find out a little bit more information and see, because they've picked up filming back up, right? Yeah, they have.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah. It was over in the UK. Yeah, I think that was.
So yeah, even with that, I mean, another kind of interesting thing was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah,
he's gonna be there with Black Adam.
Black Adam. Obviously,
which it's been a decade, I feel like, since he's talked about being Black Adam.
Yeah, I mean, I know he posted like on social media a couple months back about how Black Adam is officially moving forward and all that. But I guess now we're starting to see that materialize a little bit more, and with Comic-Con appearances and all this other stuff here.
Yeah, you get the Wonder Woman cast for 1984. They're coming.
Sure.
They just released another trailer. It's honestly not that much different than the first trailer.
Yeah.
There's like a little extra scene where like Kristen Wiig starts running fast, and then that's all. That's the only new thing.
Like a certain, I don't know, maybe like feline, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. James Gunn and Viola Davis will be there. Obviously Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
The Suicide Squad.
Yep.
We got Ezra Miller.
Yeah. Well,
who knows what character he's playing anymore?
Well, I mean, actually, that's kind of big, seeing how we didn't know whether or not he was actually going to be back. Yeah. So that's actually kind of a big one here.
Yeah. So we'll see what they say. Maybe we'll have a trailer for that as well.
Yeah.
And then Margot Robbie's stopping by because, she's like the glue.
Squad. Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Who knows what her role's going to be in that?
Oh, she's going to be Harley Quinn.
Well, I know that,
in terms of
but I mean,
importance, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine she's probably decently featured in the movie. I mean, this is going to be her third DC movie appearance here, so she's actually like one of the people who's actually had the most DC cred out of like everybody else.
But nobody saw one of those movies.
Yeah.
So
very true.
I don't know. I literally don't know anyone who watched Birds of Prey.
Yeah. I still haven't.
I won't. All right, let's talk about some video on demand stuff.
Yeah, so we finally, we talked about like a couple weeks back, came true.
Yeah.
Disney is going to put Mulan on Disney Plus.
Right.
There's a catch though. You have to pay a premium now, which we all knew that. No, but like Disney in their right mind is not going to have everybody watch Mulan for $6 or $7, for a monthly fee and get all the other stuff that's on Disney Plus. There's no way.
Yeah.
But that being said, so you have to pay the subscription, but then you also have to pay a premium of
$30.
$30.
Yeah.
$30 on top of your Disney Plus subscription just to watch this movie. And here's the thing. You do not own this movie.
No.
Like, it will be added to your Disney Plus library, and you can watch it whenever you want, but you have to keep that subscription going on for however long you want to watch that movie for.
Yeah, I don't like this at all.
Yeah.
I think it should be a lot cheaper. It should be like $15, considering you're already paying the $7 whatever dollars a month for Disney Plus, and there has been nothing new on that thing since Mandalorian, basically.
Well, I mean Clone Wars here, but
I guess
the 4 good.
But I've been paying. I paid for a year's subscription. I've gotten very little from it.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, and that's the reason why I didn't opt in for the year's subscription, just because I'm like, I'm probably just going to like pick this up and put this down like as I see fit here. And like when I actually get the shows that I want to see, because I mean, when, the Marvel shows come out, when Winter Soldier and Falcon, Mandalorian season 2, all the things that, are coming. Yeah, I'll pick it back up, but as far as Disney Plus as right now for like its offerings, it doesn't have a whole lot for me. And it's
I watch Even Stevens a lot.
Sure. But I mean, that's like, I mean, do you want to pay $6 a month just to watch Even Stevens?
So far, it's worked out good for me.
Oh, yeah, I guess I will.
I mean, part of that, too, is their slate was a lot different when first coming out with this app.
That's true, yeah. I mean,
there's a lot more that was supposed to happen, and that didn't happen, obviously, because of Corona. So
right, exactly. I mean, we
like within a year, you're supposed to have Mandalorian Season 1, Falcon, Winter Soldier, WandaVision, and Mandalorian season 2.
Yeah, I mean who knows? We could be watching Falcon and Winter Soldier right now here potentially, because it was initially supposed to come out in August, but yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think
$15 would have been the perfect price point.
I feel like that would have been a lot more reasonable, because I mean, $30 is like, okay, so you're already charging more for like most video on demand already asked for here,
and I don't get to keep it.
You don't get to keep it exactly here. So I think this is I think Disney is like one step forward, 2 steps back on this. Like they have the right idea of like saying like, okay, this should probably just come out on video on demand now, seeing how theaters aren't really going to be considered safe, or like, being able to draw a big crowd like they used to.
You can socially distance theaters,
You could, but I mean, you don't want like, a half capacity theater on day one for Mulan. You want like, like 5 theaters maxed out here for like, something like that.
This is my creative suggestion to them is,
okay,
like let's say Mulan comes out on a Friday.
Okay.
Have every theater be Mulan and just socially distance.
I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad idea in all honesty here.
And just stagger the times a little, so when you release, it's just one theater at a time.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that wouldn't be really a terrible idea. I mean, but again, this is I think this is just, again, one step forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah.
So
let's talk Turtles.
Yeah, let's talk some Ninja Turtles.
So
here.
we talked about Seth Rogen. He's going to have his own Ninja Turtles, animated, CGI, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, CGI movie, yeah.
And he talked a little bit more about it.
Yeah, he gave us a little bit more details. So basically he's talking about more or less focusing on the teenage element of this movie here.
Yep.
And he kind of goes on to say how he talks about how, he loves the teenage movie genre. He also has made, several of them. So he's going to use that as a jumping off point. So with that being said, I kind of get what he's talking about a little bit. But there's one problem I see. Most teenage movies or, of that ilk focus around high school.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get that with the Turtles. They don't go to high school.
Yeah, and I think more what he's meaning is just kind of like the coming of age story.
Sure. I mean, if that's kind of what it is, then yeah, okay.
We've had that before with almost every Ninja Turtles movie, though.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, so I really don't know. I don't know if it's going to like try to, I don't know if the idea is to like kind of dumb down like all the Turtles a little bit more in terms of like making them all feel like a little Michelangelo-y or something like that. And then like and then Michelangelo's just like this, off the wall crazy kind of guy or something like that.
He's a druggie.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what Seth means by this. I just make a movie.
Yeah.
Just make a good Ninja Turtles movie that I'll watch.
That'd be nice, I mean, yeah.
All right. Interesting news.
Interesting is selling it short. This is like straight up bonkers.
Yeah.
It's buck wild.
So apparently back in 99, but right before they were making the X-Men movie.
Yeah, like the OG, like we're talking like 2000 X-Men.
Yeah. Bryan Singer met with Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson made it known that he wanted to play Professor X. And he didn't play Professor X.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. That would have been horrifying, I think.
It would have been.
Especially the allegations around him at that time. And
yeah, I mean, when those allegations coupled with the fact that he's playing a man that has a school for like gifted youngsters and stuff like that. There are so many jokes I can make on this. I'm not going to though.
Yeah.
But you can figure them out. But yeah, so I guess when he was like meeting with Bryan Singer, the director, and some of the producers, one of the producers basically asked him, was like, well, you do realize this is an old white guy in a wheelchair and he's bald. And he's like, his quote is like, oh yeah, I can wear makeup. And that was it. Like that was like his total rationale and reasoning here.
I mean, and Michael Jackson wasn't an actor, like a big box office actor. He had to act for his music videos.
Sure.
But he never had to like deliver dialogue in a large sense and be the focal point of a whole franchise.
Yep. So, I mean, yeah. So
that would have been weird.
It would have been weird. But anyhow, moving on from that.
All right, some gaming news. Pikmin 3 Deluxe has been announced for the Switch.
Yeah. So I'm kind of surprised that this wasn't like featured in a direct, or we haven't gotten like more like Wii U ports, yeah, or the enhanced editions. But some of the things that will be coming with this deluxe edition, for one, it will add a co-op to the story mode, so you can play with somebody throughout the entire story mode. New side missions. It has a lock-on targeting, which I think that's a very, very big quality of life improvement. And it'll have like a easy mode for like people who want to play the game more casually. It will be released October 30th. So I just played this game.
Just in time for Halloween.
Yeah. I just played this game for the first time last year, and it was actually a pretty good time. I mean, it will be the definitive version of the game, and hopefully it'll expose more people to the franchise.
How did you play the game?
How did I play the game?
Yeah.
On the Wii U.
Okay, so you just bought it for the Wii U last year?
No. I've had it on the Wii U because there was like a sale going on at one point, and I just never got around to playing it. And I don't know. I saw like a video on YouTube last year online. I'm like, you know what? I never got around to playing that. I'm gonna actually dust off the Wii U, try playing it, and see how it goes. And
yeah, I'm just not a fan of this franchise at all. I don't.
Have you played any of them?
Yeah, like I played bits of them. I remember CB being big on Pikmin and wanting to play the games and stuff like that. So I don't know. I just never got into it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like this is not like a game you can just like pick up like for a couple minutes, play it, and get it. It's kind of like you have to like invest a little bit more time into it than some games. But I mean, no, I'm actually kind of a fan of the franchise. I played the original ones on the GameCube when I was a kid, and so I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing a Pikmin 4, which apparently is supposed to come out at some point. But
I'm guessing with that port, they're going to release something of Pikmin 4 coming next year or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. With that said, let's talk. Let's go to a different system, I guess.
Yeah.
Halo Infinite multiplayer will be free to play. Now, this is interesting to me because I feel like most people buy these games for the multiplayer.
Correct, yes. So, and not to mention, too, it's like with the backlash that Halo Infinite has been received on like its campaign graphics and like showcase and all that, it's kind of like, it's like, okay, so you have like people who are not hyped about that. And the thing that probably could get people in the door is the multiplayer. And you're saying like, oh yeah, we'll just give that to you for free.
Yeah, that was just a weird concept to me. I'm not sure how I feel about it in general though, because I don't have an Xbox, so I'm not going to play it anyway.
Sure.
So for me, this is kind of laying the groundworks that there probably is something, maybe a battle royale.
Yeah.
Since it is going to be free to play.
I mean, something along those lines. I can see this being like a really smart move or a really dumb move here, because obviously, free to play games, like, kids eat that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean,
I eat that up.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's like, and it's like, what's the risk? You just lose like maybe a couple hours of your life if you don't like, one game or another here. So that being said, yeah, I think it's, so I think, they're definitely they're definitely appealing to a certain crowd. I don't know how successful it's going to make them and whatnot, but yeah, I don't know.
In that same vein, Battle Royale's Call of Duty Warzone is here to stay.
Yeah, so,
per Activision.
Yeah, so we were kind of talking about this. I think it was either last week or the week before about what's Call of Duty Warzone going to even look like,
right?
Because Call of Duty is an annual franchise. It always has a new installment every year, and basically makes the last game pretty much obsolete. Everybody pretty much moves on to the other game for the most part here, at least like the main fan base.
Unless it's Ghosts.
Yeah.
Nobody liked that one.
Nobody liked Ghost, no. So basically the president of Activision came out and said that the future Call of Duty games that are going to be coming out will have tight integration with the free-to-play mode known as Warzone. So I don't know what exactly tight integration means. I mean, I would assume that there might be like, maybe updates where you'll have like weapons from like the new Call of Duties where you can have like, okay, I have this weapon and this stat in the game now here or something along those lines.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But
all right, let's talk about some Sony State of Play. They just had their big quote, not big, but I did air quotes under the table.
Sure.
Like big, kind of their direct, I guess, for August.
Yeah, so basically,
which I watched most of it.
Yeah, I mean, not super long State of Play, but
I mean, it was like 40 minutes.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, I just watched like the videos.
Oh yeah, that was like 40 minutes.
Okay, so basically, some of the games that stood out to me from that is Hood, Outlaws, and Legends got announced. It's a 4v4 online game. It's set in like medieval Robin Hood era. And basically what it is, it's a heist game where you try to steal treasure or a treasure chest while a rival gang is trying to steal the same treasure. And you have to like take out, NPC guards or sneak past them all at the same time here. And it will be available for PS4 and PS5. So honestly, I think this is kind of an interesting concept for like a online multiplayer game. And it has my curiosity. I think this could have like its own little niche audience or something like that.
Yeah, it could for sure.
Yeah. And then also another thing that got my attention was Godfall. So we kind of talked a little bit about this, but they showed a 9-minute gameplay video and basically confirmed that it will be a looter slasher game. So think essentially Dark Souls / Bloodborne mixed in with Borderlands. So be loot focused. We'll have a very similar combat system to the From Software games, and it'll also have co-op. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. And then it rewards aggressive playstyle, which I'm like, okay, I can get behind that.
How does it do that? Is that just like more perks or what?
I think it's more or less. They didn't go like into like super in-depth detail, but I think basically just in terms of like they wanted to focus more on like offense as opposed to like, having to, rely on like a defense or defensive maneuvers. So like they'll throw more enemies at you to where you have to like do more crowd control stuff and whatnot.
Gotcha.
So, and then there's I believe it's an indie game. It's called Aeon Must Die. It's a beat 'em up with a really dope 2D neon art style. Very stylish looking. I do need to get a little bit more details on gameplay, like in terms of like how it's going to feel and whatnot. But yeah, it's very smooth animation. Really cool.
Yeah, kind of different. The story actually seems interesting too.
It does, yeah.
I can see myself actually playing this game.
Yeah.
To me, it looks hand drawn almost.
It does look hand drawn. Yeah.
Kind of similar to. Did you ever play Dragon Ball Fighters with me?
Yeah.
Kind of that style of drawing and like the quickness of it.
Yeah.
That's what it really reminded me of. Obviously, the art's a little bit different.
Yeah, exactly.
But it looked really cool. Like you have different abilities. You're punching, kicking, fighting bosses.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty sweet.
And then you got one on here.
Yeah, I just wrote Genshin Impact. Did you watch that trailer?
I did, yeah.
So it was like this wolf god spirit thing, and I'm pretty sure it's Mark Hamill. That's the only reason I brought it up.
I mean,
it sounded like Ozai.
Okay.
So
yeah,
the game actually looked interesting too.
Well, it's
very Japanese though.
Oh, it's very Breath of the Wild. I feel like.
That too. Well, for a second, when they were shooting the arrow,
yeah,
and those like bad guys were down there, I was like, "This looks just like a Breath of the Wild shot."
Well, at first I was like, okay, maybe it's a little Breath of the Wild inspired, but then I saw him climbing up the side of a mountain cliff. I'm like, okay.
The Japanese just ripped off the Japanese.
Yep. So
PlayStation ripping off Nintendo.
I mean, I think the the thing is like if you don't have a Switch or you can't get a Switch and you can't play Breath of the Wild, I mean, this might be a good substitute. I don't know.
We'll see.
If
you're an Xbox lover, you better not also be a Spidey lover, because if you play that Avengers game, you can't play as Spidey on Xbox.
No, you can't. So basically, Spider-Man in the Avengers game that's coming out by Crystal Dynamics, which will be out next month, I think, will have PS4 exclusive DLC where you can play as Spider-Man. And there's no word on whether or not if this will eventually come to Xbox. Now,
doubt it.
At first, I was not really that surprised just because, the newest Spider-Man games.
Yeah, Miles Morales and Spider-Man.
Are PS4 exclusive. So it's like, okay, Sony must have like some, PS4 or game right exclusivity to Spider-Man. But then I remembered that
they don't.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance came out last year
on Switch,
an exclusive Switch game, and that had Spider-Man in it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know what's going on either.
Who knows?
Nobody does. All right, so can't play Spider on Xbox. And Rocksteady has officially announced Suicide Squad, the game.
Yeah. So we talked about the rumor or leak that broke this a couple weeks back, but now it's official. We got a logo, we got a teaser image, which is basically Superman with a crosshair on his head. So kind of going with the implied idea that you are going to be going up against the Justice League in this game. So, so I'm particularly not hyped for a Suicide Squad. If somebody on the street asked me, hey, kid, you want a Suicide Squad game? I'd be like, no, not really. But this is coming from Rocksteady. And I mean, these are the guys who made the Arkham games. They redefined what a superhero game for the modern era could be. So, that being said, they got a pedigree that, I'll take a look, and it's got my curiosity, I guess you could say. I'm just kind of wondering if this is going to be actually set in the Arkham universe here.
Oh.
Just because I don't know if you remember or not, but you remember the Arkham Origins game where you fought Deathstroke and all that?
Yeah.
There's like a Easter egg at like when the credits of that game roll where Amanda Waller is recruiting Deathstroke for Suicide Squad. So I would assume that might have something to do with that here, but
I mean, that was a long time ago to plant.
That was a long time ago, yeah.
So, I don't know, but they could have. I don't know.
They most certainly could have, but yeah, so I don't know. I mean, that's pretty much all I got to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds interesting. I don't know if I'll buy it unless it comes out and it's like 10 out of 10. You got to try this. It's like even still, I'm not a huge Suicide Squad guy.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, and that's the thing is like, other than like really watching like the animated movie that they put out like a couple years back, and then obviously the movie that came out, a couple years back too, the live action one. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really done much with like Suicide Squad or whatever.
Me either. So let's talk roundtable review, and I don't really have a review, just kind of more my first impressions of Umbrella Academy Season 2.
Yeah. Now, did you finish it or okay?
Oh yeah, I finished it.
All right, so
much better than Season 1.
Okay,
in my opinion.
So what was your opinion on Season 1 then?
Season 1, I thought it had potential.
Okay.
It was a lot weirder than I thought it would be, like story wise, because I didn't know anything about Umbrella Academy before going in. I knew it was a graphic novel,
right? Yeah.
But I didn't know the powers. I didn't know any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I think the storyline's pretty cool. Now I have to probably go back and rewatch Season 1 to have my a full picture on like what exactly does it for me in Season 2 that didn't in Season 1? Because I don't think Season 1 was bad. It was just a little bit harder to get into. This season piqued all my interests, I feel like.
Okay.
You get time travel. They go back to 1960s.
Okay.
And the story kind of revolves around the JFK assassination. So I already like that much. I like that kind of like history kind of tie-in, and then everyone kind of has their own little mini story that ties into the bigger story.
Gotcha.
Because when they do time travel, spoiler, this is literally at the beginning of the first episode, but spoiler alert in case you don't want to know the first minute of
Umbrella
Academy. Basically, at the end of season 1, they time travel. And they're not really sure when they're going. They're just trying to get out of where they're at, basically. And they get dropped off at any point between like 1960 and I think 1963. So you kind of follow Five, who's one of the Umbrella Academy. And some of them have been there for 3 years. Some of them have been there for a couple months. And there's I think 6 of them, I want to say.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So, all right.
But yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, like I said, I think the acting's better than this season. I think the storyline's better. And it sets it up like with a really good teaser for season 3. That's very interesting to me, at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'd say check it out.
All right.
If you can get through season 1, season 2 is even better.
Yeah,
so.
I couldn't get through season 1.
You didn't try, though. You watched like a couple episodes, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like, what constitutes as trying then?
I don't know. You have a lot of time on your hands, so I feel like you could have busted it out.
Okay.
But I would say because it's 10 episodes a season, I think, or 8?
I have no idea.
How many did you watch?
I want to say 3, maybe.
Yeah, I'd give it another shot at least and try to get like halfway through, because it, like in a movie, I mean, sometimes it's a slow start to a really nice finish. And then if you want to watch season 2, I think it's way better than season 1.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to watch season 1 is kind of the only kicker.
Yeah. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Probably not. But the only thing I got for this week is just not really an impression or a review, but just like a kind of a PSA. New game that came out on PlayStation Plus just a couple days ago. It's called Fall Guys. I was legitimately going to sleep on and pass on this game, but it's actually played a couple rounds this morning. Actually pretty fun. It's basically a battle royale platformer here. So if that sounds appealing to you, go check it out. Yeah.
I played like one round of it. It was fun. It was frustrating because I didn't know what I was doing. But, and I don't think there's any other like games really that I can think of that have come out recently that I've been playing or anyway, that's it. Thank you guys for watching and listening. Make sure you subscribe, like all that stuff, rate, review, and remember, everyone's a nerd about something.